King Arthur hunted in a deep dark wood, and there he saw the strangest sight. It was a castle which loomed before him. Its towers were black as night. Suddenly, Arthur heard a rustling sound behind him, and he turned to see a great deer leap across his path. Just as he was about to claim his prey, a knight dressed entirely in black armor came riding toward him in full battle array. The knight drew his silvery sword, held it high, and said, "You hunt on my land, I'll have your head." "Wait," said Arthur, I am in my hunting greens. I have no sword at my side." "If you cut me down unarmed, and my royal life you claim, then from every court in this kingdom you will be banished with shame. Allow me to leave. I give you my royal word that I will return with my sword Excalibur at my side. Then our fight will be fair. Allow me to go and return, if you dare." "So," said the knight, "you are Arthur? Very well." He put down his sword. "You may leave, but give me your royal word that you will return 1 year from today. Come dressed as you are now in your hunting greens. Come armed only with the answer to a riddle I shall give. If you can provide me with an answer that is even acceptable to most, I will let you live." "Oh," said Arthur, "give me the riddle, give me the riddle. I give you my royal word I will return as you say. Give me the riddle, I can solve any," he said with a boast. "You won't easily solve this one," said the knight with a grin. "What is it that women want most?" "That is the riddle upon which my life rests. I will ask every female in the kingdom if I must, and I will return 1 year from today with an answer that is even acceptable to most, you say? I shall not lose my life." But poor Arthur, he spent every single day for an entire year asking every little girl child, every young maiden, every mother, every grandmother, every beldame in the kingdom, "What is it? What is it that women want most?" And everyone gave him a different answer. One woman said, "Oh, the answer is simple. Women want beauty, Arthur, beauty." "No, no," said another. "How superficial. Women want youth. That assures beauty." "No, no," said another. "Women want children." "No, no. Women want grandchildren. It's much less responsibility." "No, no, no," said another one still. "You don't know anything about women. What women want most is sleep." No one agreed, and poor Arthur was forced to return to that strange place in Inglewood 1 year from that fateful day, and he did not have a single answer that was acceptable to most. As he rode to what he assumed would be his own cruel death, he heard sweet singing drifting through the forest. He came to an opening, and there he saw the fairy women. They were dancing around the fairy mound. "And we'll sing all day for the sun in the sky, till the sun goes down and the moon rises up with stars for a crown. Then we'll dance all night for the stars and the moon, till the sun comes round, and we'll sing for the dawn. Oh, Arthur looked away and back again, but they had vanished. However, in the center of the circle where they had been dancing, now he beheld the most wretched hag of a woman he'd ever seen. Her hands were bent and gnarled, her hair stuck up like wiry spikes. She had few teeth, and those that were there were black, and she had open, dripping sores on her neck, and she was dressed in animal skins, and she smelled horrible. Greetings, Arthur. My name is Dame Ragnelle, and I have the answer to the riddle you seek. Allow me, great king, to speak. Strange woman, if you have the answer to the riddle that will save my life, tell me now. I am riding unarmed to my death. Ooh, not so quickly. If I give you an answer and it saves you, sire, will you give me my heart's desire? Oh, I swear it. If you give me an answer that saves my life, I will give you anything you ask. Ah. So she leaned close to him and she whispered the answer to the riddle into his ear. Yes, he said when he heard, as a man I would want no less for myself. Braver of heart, he mounted his steed and he rode now again toward that castle looming in the distance, and who should be coming toward him but that knight, once again dressed all in black armor. The knight drew his silver sword, he held it high and said, I will strike. Now wait. I have an answer. Arthur climbed down off of his horse. He tried to remember everything the old hag woman had whispered into his ear, and he said, what women want most is their own sovereignty, the right to rule themselves, to do with their own lives as they wish. Ah, how could you have known that? You could not have known that yourself. My step-sister, the Dame Ragnelle, must have told you. Yeah. And he broke apart into 10,000 shards of black coal, and the castle cracked and vanished, and Arthur found himself alone in the swirling mists, and who should be coming toward him now but the hag woman. I see you are alive. Good. Now, what I want in return for saving your life is the finest knight in all the realm to be my husband. The finest knight in all... Well, certainly my brave knights would give their lives in battle. Why not in marriage? And so he lifted the hag woman onto his horse, and treating her with great respect, for she had just saved his life, he rode with her to the summer castle, Carlisle, and there in the great hall were all the fair ladies of the court and all the brave knights of the round table. Oh, they gathered around to hear this tale. He had not told them of his quest in this year. He told the story from beginning to almost end, and when he came to the place in the story about how Dame Ragnelle had saved his life with but an answer to a riddle, he said, and now, my good people, all she wants in return for saving your king's life is the finest knight in all the realm to be her husband. The knights visibly paled. No one moved and no one spoke. Dame Ragnelle dragged her stinking animal skins along the ground, and she walked round the round table, inspecting the knights one by one. She passed Sir Kay. She stopped and inspected Sir Lancelot. And then she paused at young, handsome Sir Gawain, I want you. Oh, it is not fair, said one of the fine ladies of the court. He is the youngest, the handsomest, the most chivalrous, the most virile of all the knights. Why, I myself had my heart set upon him. It is not fair that a hag of a woman should have him over a maiden. But Sir Gawain was a knight, and his first allegiance was to his king. And so he knelt before the hag woman and he said, "You have saved my king's life. Will you be my wife?" She agreed, and a wedding took place that night. Oh, it was not a festive affair. No one had any appetite except Dame Ragnelle. Oh, they still sing of how she went to the banquet tables and she ripped meat from the roasts and she ate with the grease dripping down her jowls like an animal. She was still dressed in those stinking animal skins, for she would not trade them for a wedding gown. And all of the guests, they watched in horror and they whispered, "Poor Sir Gawain. What will he do tonight?" And then Sir Gawain extended his arm to his new bride, and he led her off to his bedchamber. And there she stood before him, still dressed in those stinking skins. And she said, "You're my husband now. I am your virgin bride. Come, come. Kiss me." He hesitated for just a moment, and she said, "So, you refuse your bride on her wedding night? Oh, you mock me. I am humiliated. You are not as chivalrous as they say." Ooh, to call a knight of King Arthur's Round Table unchivalrous was a far greater insult than to call him a coward in battle. For in these olden times, to hold a woman in the highest respect and esteem was of the greatest virtue. Oh, he tried to apologize for his poor behavior. He said, "Oh, forgive me. I did not kiss you. I hesitated, but I had reasons. Give me a moment. I did not kiss you because you're not rich." That's it. And, well, you're not of noble birth, and, oh, help me, you're not young. Gawain, you fool. Look into my eyes. See who I am. Nobility is not born in the blood of the child, passed down to daughter or son. Nobility comes from the deeds of one's life, from the good that has been done, and of wealth. Look at your palace, bolted and barred with fright. I prefer my hovel in the woods. I've no fear of a thief in the night. And as for youth, oh, I've turned that page, but I offer you the beauty and the wisdom of my age." Gawain was moved by these words, and he took her gnarled hand in his own. He lifted it to his lips, and he did kiss her. When he stepped back, it was no hag of a woman who stood before him now at all. It was the most beautiful maiden in the blush of youth he had ever seen. "What manner of sorcery is this? I will have nothing to do with the black arts." "Gawain, please do not refuse me now. Not now, when I am finally in my own rightful youthful form. Oh, it was no sorcery of my own you've beheld this day, but that of my evil stepmother, who bewitched my stepbrother, the Black Knight, that he should challenge strangers and give them odd riddles to solve. And me in her jealousy, She turned me into a hag, until such time as the finest knight in all the realm agreed to be my husband of his own free will, Gawain, with that gentle kiss. You broke half the spell. Half? Speak on. Ah, well, now you have a choice. You may have me as a beauty by day for all the world to see as your bride, but when the sun sets, Gawain, I must become the hag again in the privacy of our bedroom. Or you may have me as a hag by day and a beauty by night in our bed. How will you have me? A hag by day, a beauty by night, a beauty by day, a hag by night. This is a difficult choice for a man to make. But then again, I have looked into your eyes, and I have seen the true beauty within you. Dame Ragnelle, this is no choice for me to make at all, for it has everything to do with your own happiness. I will have you however you choose to be. So, I have my sovereignty, the right to rule myself, to do with my life as I choose. Well, in that case, you have broken the spell entirely. And now I choose to remain in my own rightful youthful form till time comes and turns my black hair white. Well, 1,000 kisses were none too few to celebrate their wedding that night.